Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Chels Reviews, and today we're going to be talking about the third Bioshock game, Bioshock Infinite. In this long journey, I feel like I just went through from Bioshock 1 to 2, 2's DLC, and Bioshock Infinite and its DLC. Um, my hair is kind of a mess, so shit. Oh well. This video should be kind of longer. I actually feel pretty passionate about Bioshock Infinite and I'm going to give it a pretty high rating by the end because I really love this game, and I didn't think I would end up loving any of the Bioshocks considering I heard so many great things about Bioshocks. Thought the first one was just good. Didn't like the second one. You can go check out those reviews. And I love Bioshock Infinite. I'm gonna give first level spoilers. Nothing major, but just to give the premise of the game. First of all, Bioshock Infinite is completely opposite from Bioshock One. We're on Columbia, which is a floating city, versus a underwater city, Rapture. You play as Booker DeWitt, a protagonist with a full name and a voice. He actually speaks and has a personality, voiced by Troy Baker, the same guy who did Joel in The Last of Us, and we all know who Troy Baker is by now. Um, you're sent to the city of Columbia to collect a debt, or to repay your debt by rescuing a girl. A girl turns out to be Elizabeth in this huge ass tower area. It's kind of your first mission is to go get her. There's a zit, I think, on my forehead. Anyway, yeah, your first mission is to really go get her. One thing I love about this game versus Bioshock 2, the Bioshock 2 premise is you to go rescue a little sister or a girl, and in this game is the same thing. That's all a Bioshock 2 story. You end up getting contact with this girl, like, in the first mission, like, after you're done hanging out at the carnival on Bioshock Infinite. Um, yeah, so the world opens up to you first with just the most mind-blowing scenes of, like, you know how Rapture first opened up and it's like, welcome to Rapture, and Andrew Ryan's voice. It didn't have that voice, but it had the scale, like, and I mean, you say a city in the sky, it is huge. Like, I loved it. I'll never get these images out of my head of being that high up in the clouds on these huge buildings with crates coming by and all this detail in the world. And yeah, you get there and you go rescue this girl pretty much right away, make contact with her, and learn that I think they even had it in the trailer that she kind of has portal abilities and can open tears. And that I only mention that because that comes in the gameplay. Wise they updated a lot of gameplay stuff from Bioshock 1. I didn't like Bioshock 2 gameplay was the only thing good about Bioshock 2, and this gameplay just takes off. Uh, for one, you got the tears. I only mentioned that's all I'm going to talk about the gameplay wise, in which you can have her help bring items to you because she is a companion for you in this game, and she helps out in numerous ways by putting down medical kits or ammo baskets with her tears, or throwing you money or ammo for whatever gun you have, or throwing you vigor for your. Now, instead of Atom in this game, it's vigor, or tonics or whatever. Not your plasmids, it's vigors. Same thing, this game is a first person shooter. You got a gun in your right, and your left hand is your powers. Um, that's another gameplay thing. I think they updated all the powers, gave them a little bit different feel. They all have a trap mode now where you can set them on the ground, and I really like them. All of my friends kind of played this game alongside me. Not all, but some, obviously. And they used completely different powers than what I did, and I think that's cool. Usually you do pick one or two and stick with them throughout, so you don't use too much of the variety. But everyone picks different ones, I think, so that's cool. Same with the guns, pretty much. This is the first time in Bioshock you only carry two guns. It's kind of like Call of Duty. All the controls on the controller are more like Call of Duty. Crouch is actually circle, jumping is actually X, melee is triangle, which is weird, but oh well. So yeah, you're in this world. Another gameplay thing is the sky hook, which is basically like adding a roller coaster into this game. There, it's like that's how you get around in this game. Enemies will do it too. I would say that's one of the only bad things is there's not much enemy variety, but at the same time there is kind of some enemy variety that's cool or unique. And what variety is there, and all the enemies have backstories to why they are or what they are. So that was pretty unique to me. Everything was very unique and cool to me. The story in general, I see why it was so praised. I mean, in my Bioshock 2 review, I was kind of like, skip Bioshock 2 if you're not a huge Bioshock fan. Nah, I take that back. You should definitely play all three of them because you appreciate Bioshock Infinite so much more of how long or like how far this game has come. I don't know. Either way, it sounds inappropriate. But this definitely has a huge appreciation for Bioshock Infinite, and they did a great thing choosing Troy Baker for Joel, or not Joel, but Troy Baker for Booker, and whoever the voice actor is for Elizabeth. I forgot her name, which is sad to me, but Elizabeth, the female companion you get is great, is really great, and you love her from the start, like a little sister aspect, not no weird shit, but yeah, she was just awesome to me, very helpful. She doesn't get in the way. She doesn't get hurt at all or anything like that. And she becomes very interesting and grows throughout. The story itself is mind blowing. It makes you think about the ending for days upon days, not days upon days, but it makes you think about it after the game's over. But at the same time, it all makes sense. The rating for this game is going to be different than Burial at Sea, the DLC for Bioshock Infinite. Burial at Sea is kind of like the DLC that connects all the games together, and or at least the first game in Infinite, and makes it all make sense. For the DLC, reason I bring this up is I had to look up an explanation video when I finished Burial at Sea Part 2. I didn't have to look up an explanation video when I finished Bioshock Infinite. Yes, it was a very convoluted, like you have to have an open mind to understand the story, but it was still explained very well in my opinion for a game that really explains most of the shit through audio logs. Of course, there's audio logs again. This game they're called voxophones, and they're just the same thing. Another minor thing, instead of holding X to play audio logs, now you just tap down on the D-pad. Wow, that's such a great little improvement so I can hear every audio log. You can always press start and go look at your audio logs. Um, Bioshock Infinite, what else did I love about this game? There really wasn't anything I can complain about. Some people I would say complained about the repeated boss areas. I don't really like. There were some harder enemy levels. I wouldn't say there was ever a boss in the game, and I think that's because Bioshock knows it can't do bosses very well. Look at Bioshock One's boss; it was very kind of melodramatic and disappointing, and they haven't tried it since. And I think that's what we should expect of them, not to try bosses. So I'm not mad about that. The music in this game, brilliant. The atmosphere, the immersiveness. There's no hacking in this game like the other ones. The guns are cool and unique. The powers do their own little special thing. The world itself is ever growing, and it really makes you think, and all the way how it all makes sense. It was really good. The combat overall, there's even like in my opinion, the undervalued or underrated execution thing that kind of reminds me of Doom, the most recent Doom game, but instead you hold like triangle with when there's a skull above someone's head, and you do like 3 different executions in the whole game with your skyhook, which are really gory. This game is pretty gore filled. And overall, when you get to the city of Columbia, it's just completely opposite than Rapture. Everyone's having fun. The city's alive. You think Columbia is a great place until you realize that something's very wrong. And yeah, I forgot to mention the antagonist of the game. It's Rapture was more science advanced and economy based, while Columbia is more religious advanced, and they have a prophet in the name of Father Zachary Comstock, and he's sees, pronounces he can see into the future and has all these plans, and uh, he's the reason Elizabeth is locked up in the beginning of the game. You gotta go rescue her. So that's your main antagonist of the game, and he's pretty good. It's a good antagonist. It's not terrible. It's not no Andrew Ryan or Atlas, but they're there, and it definitely all comes full circle by the end of the game, and it's a very well told game. No cliffhanger, really. Uh, Mechanics felt great. I was immersed. I loved the game. I beat it in like a day, and it's so sad that we probably won't get another Bioshock for a long time. I'm trying to think what else I loved about the game. The voice acting I already said, but the chemistry between the two characters, having the guy who did Joel and Ellie, now work with Booker and Elizabeth. It's pretty cool. Booker is a very memorable character. This game will always be memorable to me. It's one thing. I love when games are memorable, and this is the world itself, the story, the characters, everything's memorable. Um, that means to me memorable. The music is. I'm pretty sure that it's all. I think it's all reused or music that's in the world, but they redid it to match the time period. The time period is in like the 1912, I think, is the exact time period. So it's very 19 teens. Um, yeah, I think that's all I have here without spoiling any more of the game for you guys. I really liked Bioshock Infinite. This was a surprising final verdict 10 out of 10 game for me. It's one of the lower 10s, it's right below The Last of Us. It almost passed The Last of Us for me, but The Last of Us is just better barely. It's a lot like The Last of Us though to me. Bioshock Infinite and Last of Us are pretty similar. Um, but Bioshock is more of a convoluted kind of mind fuck versus Last of Us being like kind of hard, black, like gray areas. Um, so yeah, this was really good. 10 out of 10 game for me. A surprising 10 out of 10. Did not expect to get to this from Bioshock 1 to 2 and now Infinite. Definitely a must play. You don't have to play the other two Bioshocks to play this one. That's the crazy thing too. It's a great game on its own. Even though I say it brings the story full circle, well, mainly the DLC does, but like even though it explains some previous things and uh, all that, you can definitely just play Bioshock Infinite. It is the most up to date Bioshock of three, obviously, and it feels like it. The graphics hold up to today's 2020 standards, in my opinion, 100%. So yeah, I think that's all I have to stop dick sucking this game, but it is very great. 100% recommend. It's still free for PlayStation Plus. There's 2 downloads for it. The first two Bioshocks, Bioshock Infinite. At least download Bioshock Infinite. Play that shit. Um, you will appreciate it a lot more if you start at Bioshock 1 and get to there, as I've said, and I'm just repeating myself now. But you can. I mean, I don't. It'll probably be like a 9 out of 10 to you if you don't play the other Bioshocks. But to me, 100%, 10 out of 10. Love Bioshock now. Um, Probably my least 10 out of 10, but it's still up there. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. I became a Bioshock fan now, hugely. Um, yeah. Shout out to Parker, who when he finished the game was like, "This game's amazing, 10 out of 10," and I definitely didn't believe him because my friends have weird tasting games, and he was right though. So, yeah, get this game. It's all of its DLC. Let me know what you guys thought. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.